Hello and welcome back to a brand new vlog. Today we are in the beautiful island city of Singapore. Right now I am stuck in the hotel room. You can see in the back it's raining cats and dogs. It's almost 11 in the morning and it's been this way since pretty much last night. And from what I understand, typically it rains for about an hour or so and then it stops. Showers are never all day long, but unfortunately for the past few hours it's been raining and this is the first day of our trip. This has played a dampener to our plans obviously, but thankfully we don't have any ticketed items in our itinerary early in the day. That is towards the evening, but we were sort of hoping to step out and not really sure what to do. Anyway, we came in pretty late last night and couldn't really show the room and stuff like that. So let me do that now. But before I do that, for a handful of you who have been watching this vlog since the very beginning, which primarily includes our friends and family, of course, you might be wondering why I'm speaking in English and not in Malayalam like I normally do. That's because we gave it a shot in Malayalam and it didn't really work. If you're putting in a lot of effort to produce such content, it always helps to have more viewers, right? So that's a reason. But let me quickly show you around the room. This is a pretty small room. It's a place called Citadines, Rochor or Rochor. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. As soon as you enter, there's a microwave here, there's a kettle, there's some utensils, right? And the bathroom is pretty small. It's a little dirty, please ignore that. You have all your basic toiletries and supplies, right? It's pretty clean, pretty neat. And then right outside you have a big mirror, and then you have a safe, and you have a fridge. We tried to stock it up a little bit last night, and you have an iron box and stuff like that. You have a pretty small TV. I'm assuming this is about 21 inches or less than 30 inches, I'm not sure. You have some basic shelves. You have a chair, a place to have your food. You have a table, and you have a queen size bed and a few more racks there. And this is pretty much the view from the room. And as you can see, it's still raining. But yeah, this is pretty much the room. It is pretty small, but it's probably worth the money. We are here for about 6 nights. Today is a Sunday, 17th or 18th of September, and we are here till the 23rd. We're leaving 23rd early morning. For 6 nights, this room cost us a little over $1,000, which comes up to about 58 plus some amount in Indian rupees. I guess it's one of the decently priced rooms that you can find in Singapore. Also, given the location, this is bang in the center of Little India. You have a whole lot of eateries, and this was an intentional choice, right? I mean, unfortunately, me and Smriti are not the sort of people who want to experiment with food, especially me, because I'm a vegetarian and I'm not quite fond of Asian food. So we didn't want to take any chances, and us being from South India, it made a lot of sense because there's a whole lot of South Indian eateries around. Of course, you have other places as well. And it is also walkable distance to the Little India metro station, so that helped. MRT, not metro station as they call it here. And yeah, this is pretty much the room. So hopefully we'll wait it out for another half an hour or so and it stops raining, and then we should be able to head out. Okay, so we finally headed out of the hotel and we are here at Singapore Flyer. We took the MRT. It's not raining now. Hopefully it doesn't rain while we are on the ride. Not sure of how long the queues are going to be. But anyway, I think we're almost nearing the entrance, so fingers crossed. So after a brief spell of bad luck, we have finally, boarded the Singapore Flyer. Thankfully, there was not a lot of crowd. I guess it was, because because of the rain, some people decided not to step out of the house. But generally, today is a Sunday, and apparently on weekends the crowd tends to throng these areas, the tourist attractions, including the localites. So we were lucky, and as you can see, we are the only ones in this capsule. You get a 360-degree view of Singapore from the capsule. So that there is the Gardens by the Bay, where we are headed to, I think, in a couple of days. And there you can see some cruise line, and there, as you can see, is the Marina Sands Bay, where we are headed to next, to the observation deck. And on this side you have all the skyscrapers and the Singapore skyline. So this is where they have the Singapore Grand Prix. So this, I think, is just a couple of weeks away. Okay, let me show you a closer view. So this is where they're going to have the Singapore Grand Prix, and I think they've blocked this entire stretch from the 28th of September, which is like 2 weeks away, all the way till the 4th of October. Wish we could have been here, but we were also told that we were lucky to get a hotel at this time, because around the Singapore Grand Prix time, hotels tend to book up a lot more quicker. Someone petrified of heights, I can guarantee you that this is not intimidating at all, because it goes at a very slow pace, and you get to take in all the sights. And as you can see, it's a pretty large capsule. It's all closed. You can't hear anything from the outside in. So yeah, it is a treat, and I think this is something that nobody should miss. The only thing is, I was worried that because of the rains we wouldn't be able to see a lot, but thankfully just in the nick of time the rains cleared up. It might rain after this, but at least we got to see all of these sights.
사실은 나도 뭐가 뭔지 잘 모르겠어. 어쩌다 우리 여기까지 알 수 없는
Okay, so we have reached the highest point, I think. For some reason the screen still keeps showing 15 meters. It's been showing that since we've started, but we are at the topmost. As you can see, let me just flip the camera around. This is the view around the city. I know people say that Singapore is a pretty small country, it's a pretty small city-state, and Ayan agrees with me, but when you see it this way, when you have a bird's eye view, that's when you realize how small it really is. That entire mall area is called the Esplanade, and the Apple retailing outlet is a part of that mall. And this here, I think the lotus-shaped building, I don't recall exactly, but I think it's some sort of art gallery or national museum or something of that sort.
고민이 생겼니? 초등학교 영어 수업 시간에 배웠어.
Alright, so we have exited the capsule and we are on our way to the observation deck at the Marina Bay Sands. One thing that I forgot to mention is that the strollers are not allowed into the capsule, so there's a stroller park where all the strollers are supposed to be deposited. They don't claim any responsibility, so it's at your own risk, but again, you have no other option. Other than that, it was a pretty pleasant ride. Now there's a lot of crowd, but thankfully, like I said, we were lucky. Anyway, so we are headed, we have to walk all the way to the Marina Bay Sands, and it's like about 700 to 800 meters from here.
If I
As you can see, it is raining. Everybody's running for cover, but again, thankfully at least we got to see a little bit of this. The views are amazing, but honestly, if you're going on the Singapore flyer, this is really a waste of time and money because there's not a lot that's different from what you can get to see while you're on the Singapore flyer. But yeah, we thought we'll give this a try. You know how they say hindsight is always 20/20? Well, they are right. Because in hindsight, I would have not made this decision to come on a trip when Ayan is just 15 months old. We've seen a lot of couples doing it. We've seen a lot of travel vloggers doing it. We thought, it might just work. Because last time I think we took a trip together was in March when we went to Jaipur. And he was very cooperative. And this time he's just the other way around. We just can't get him to sit still. We thought he would be slightly more cooperative. It's quite difficult traveling with an infant. If you do decide to travel with an infant, then I would recommend you make your itinerary slightly more flexible. Ours wasn't because we just had about 5 days and there was a lot of attractions to cover. So again, even then, I think I did a pretty good job of trying to manage our schedule so that we get some time in between in the afternoons to take a nap and stuff like that. But then again, like I said, traveling with an infant is not easy. We are back in the hotel and now we are headed for dinner. Thankfully, Ayan dozed off while we were on our way back. We had a bit of time, but then we thought we'll head back because you never know when he will get cranky. Otherwise, we were planning on visiting the Malayan Park. Hopefully, we should be able to do that on our last day. Anyway, the place we are visiting for dinner is just about half a kilometer from here, so it should be an easy walk and back from there.